Good evening and welcome to this week's Tubules Live. This week we have the pleasure of having Colin Campbell with us. Hi Colin.
Hiya.
Great to have you with us. Before we get started, I'm sure that all the viewers out there would like to hear a little bit about yourself. Just give a brief history about how you got into dentistry and what you do every day in your practice.
My name's Colin. I'm a specialist in oral surgery based in Nottingham, and I have a specialist practice there with different specialists involved. I've been in Nottingham for almost 20 years, but my interest is oral surgery, but the practice as a whole provides high-level dentistry, and that's where we got into the CAD/CAM thing from.
Oh, fantastic. So that's enough for me. Let's dive straight into the show tonight.
Hi guys, my name's Colin. I'm here tonight to talk to you about CAD/CAM and integrating CAD/CAM into your practice, but basically to tell you the story of our integration of CAD/CAM into our practice so far. We began the journey of CAD/CAM into our practice approximately 8 or 9 months ago when we invested in a CEREC system. Prior to that, we had a cone beam CT system for approximately 5 years, which started our involvement in this whole process. We made the leap last year as a group, and I just want to tell the story of how that's gone and what's happened in our practice and why I think now is the time to embrace this technology in practice for the benefit of patients. So our story so far is to give you an insight into what we do with CAD/CAM in our practice and how it's benefiting both the practice and the team and the patients. This slide here is just designed to show you that we are real life in our practice, real life dentistry, and we see cases like this coming through the door regularly often. It's not that we sit in some sort of ivory tower providing dentistry that's exceptional or extreme. It's stuff that we do all the time, and CAD/CAM can assist anybody in the practice in lots of different ways. What I would like to do tonight is to show you how we brought it into our practice and how we identified areas that CAD/CAM would work for us specifically and designed a bespoke package. I'll take you through 5 different areas in the practice that's worked so far, and I'll tell you our experience in both. I'll also try to give you an insight into the financial background for this, because I think it's fundamental that we understand that this has to work both in an ethical point of view for the treatment of patients to the highest level, but also from a financial point of view, or it's not feasible. A little bit about myself. My name's Colin. I'm a specialist in oral surgery. I try to do other things outside of dentistry. I'm married, have been for nearly 20 years. I have 3 kids, and outside of dentistry, I ride a bike and do a bit of running and swimming. Professionally, I'm a specialist in oral surgery, so my passion clinically in my practice is oral surgery, and particularly implant surgery. I'm involved with a non-profit making foundation known as the ITI, and formerly I was provided communications for the ITI. I have 2 practices that I'm involved in, the Campbell Clinic in Nottingham and Refined Specialist Dental Care in Derbyshire. I'll tell you a little bit about those in a second or two. As far as my relevant practicing life to guys who are wet-handed dentists is concerned, previously I've been an NHS GDP and a VT trainer on 6 occasions. We started from a basis of 0 to developing a referral base of approximately 900 GDPs between 2 practices. I did a lot of extractions in my early career and stopped counting surgical extractions at about 10,000, and have spent a lot of my time educating and mentoring people in dentistry, in oral surgery and implant dentistry. I placed approximately 3,500 dental implants to date, and I started placing implants and working in implant dentistry in 1998, and I've been able to see implant dentistry develop in the UK dramatically in that time. So we're heading towards about 20 years, and when I started doing implant dentistry in the UK, there weren't so many other people in my area doing this. As I say, I have three practices, 3 interests really. I have Refined Specialist Dental Care, which is an NHS specialist practice, the Campbell Clinic in Nottingham, which is a private specialist practice with multiple specialists, and we also have an education organisation called the Campbell Academy that I'll perhaps tell you a little bit about later. The clinic in Nottingham is where the CEREC system is based and where our Sirona CBCT scanner is placed, and we have 8 specialists in the clinic providing most disciplines in dentistry, but we also have GDPs who come in and work in the practice, and it's those guys and also the team in the practice that I think have benefited the most from the integration of CEREC and CBCT. We have our own coffee cups, and we have our own stencil on the top for chocolate, so that makes it a really special practice. These are the 2 teams at the practices, Refine on the left in Derbyshire, and on the right-hand side, some of the team at the Campbell Clinic. I'll talk a little bit more about how the integration of this has affected the team and inspired the team in the practice. And that's one of the areas, the non-tangible areas of CBCT and CAD-CAM in the practice, which benefits your practice enormously. These are the guys on the top there, the reception team, and below that, the nurses. And the way that some of the nurses have developed in the CAD-CAM side of things has been phenomenal. The lady on the right, who's looking away from the camera, is actually a technician, a registered technician as well. We didn't realise that until we got CAD-CAM into the practice. She now works as a technician more of the time than she works as a nurse, but she also takes a lot of the cone beam CTs. We took this all away from the dentists because the dentists couldn't be trusted, and we gave it to the team. And the team have run with this fantastically, and it's helped to develop our practice in the last 8 or 9 months massively, but I think in the next 8 or 9 years, absolutely dramatically. My interest in dentistry is based on a fascination of science, and to be able to explore subjects in dentistry that are of interest and that test you and move you out of your comfort zone is something that is going to keep me going in my career for the next 20 or 30 years, I hope. It was one set of implant dentistry that it regenerated a generation of dentists on the European continent, and I think that the revolution of CAD-CAM in the United Kingdom will do the same. It takes you out of your comfort zone and into an area that makes you think about materials, about adhesives, about cements, about design, about all sorts of things that you perhaps took for granted. And it links up, in my case, with the implant dentistry fantastically. We do implant dentistry to as high a level as we possibly can. In this case here, a missing upper left central incisor.